As promised, we've been following up on so many issues concerning security in the country. Let's bring in a new perspective to this, the security issues in the country, particularly with the call by the President of the Nigerian Senate for replacement of incompetent service chiefs. And I'm now being joined by a retired Colonel, Hassan Stanlabo, to look further at this. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the news at 10 with this recent security concerns that we're seeing across the country, especially in the northeast and most recently in the north central parts of the country, in places like Barkin-Ladi, Jos, Riyom, as well as Jos South, where so many people were killed by herdsmen in the plateau. Is the call by the Senate President in order?
Yes, I would agree that it's in order. If there is observed deficit in productivity, yes, it's in order. If there is a seeming shortfall in ideas, yes, it's in order. Because, I mean, when KPIs are allotted to you when you are given a job, if you are not measuring up to the key performance index, definitely there is a problem. When you are not meeting up with your job description, of course there is a problem. And of course, why I agree with the Senate President, I take an exception in the way in which I think he is presenting it. When you talk about we sacking, there is another language you use, sack and what? You know, look, I expect him to tame his language. We should not give the impression that as a nation, we are not being grateful. We should not give the impression that as a nation, we are not being appreciative. These are gentlemen who pulled us out of the rough in the northeast as a nation. Otherwise, by now, some of us would be sitting here in Lagos peacefully. Boko Haram would have reached here. We should be able to, you know, show some sense of gratitude while easing them out and bringing in fresh hands and fresh brains who would be eager, again, to prove or justify their appointment and even create an impact on the situation on ground.
Now, you know, security experts such as you have listened to, quite a number of them have been speaking about the security challenge we face as a country. And some even concerned citizens of the country. Dr. Obi Ezekwesili is one, for instance, who did a solo walk to the presidency, although she was stopped midway through. You get that feeling that the president is allowing these killings to happen. Is that the case?
No, I wouldn't say the president is allowing the killings to happen.
Then what is it?
Yes, my opinion would be that I think there is a lack of synergy amongst the security agencies as we speak, or enough synergy, so to speak. And then I think there is an absence of adequate proactiveness that would have gone a long way in informing preemptive lines of action. Okay? I think we haven't seen enough of this playing out of late. And then, of course, there are several other, I would say, plethora of issues, such as burden on manpower and what have you. Okay? If we're able to address some of this, I think the situation will be a bit ameliorated. And the issue of manpower, if it has to be addressed, would have to come in both short, medium, and even long term. The idea of saying solve the manpower problem by just saying, look, go about recruiting. If you go about a recruitment exercise today, not until another 6 or 9 months, those chaps will not be coming out as soldiers, because there is this incubator they have to go through for another 6 or 9 months before coming out as soldiers. So in the short term, what do? I would suggest that, look, we quickly look into our reserve list, okay? And look at young soldiers who are still retirees, veterans, who are still capable of rendering some services to us. We are in the field, we know those ones. I'm not referring to officers like us that are putting on so much weight and so on. And in fact, it has nothing to do with the officer cadre. I'm more concerned with the foot soldiers. Okay? We can still get a crop of them that will play such roles as RAP, rear area protection roles.
Do you think the president...
And that would be able to allow the regular troops to move forward in main combat duties, while these ones take charge of the rear. If things like this had happened in the situation like Dapchi and Chibok, I think the situation would have been saved. Those girls wouldn't have been taken because we would have had some of these soldiers there. knocking them back into shape does not take more than 2 or 3 weeks.
So do you think the government of today is likely to change the service chiefs?
It's not impossible. How were they appointed? The way they were appointed is the way they will go. There's no big deal about it. Definitely, they will definitely go someday. I mean, you have a tenure and so on. Okay? If it's been renewed, as the commander-in-chief pleases, at his own discretion, he renews the tenure. Definitely, they can go. And if it is a national feeling that, look, there is a need for a change in the leadership, why not?
Colonel Stan Lambo, retired, I want to thank you so much indeed for talking to us on the news at 10.
I appreciate it, please. Thank you.